Thank you for your interest in the Workflow Admin Manager Audit Reporting module. Today, before we get started with the audit report, I wanted to discuss a little bit about where WAM came from. As a consulting company, we hear a lot of feedback from our customers on specific areas where customers find challenges in administrating their workflows, and the audit report is just one of the solutions to their problems. As customers begin to acquire dozens or even hundreds of workflows, one of the obvious side effects is that while their day-to-day challenges are wildly improved, administrating those workflows can start to become a little bit of a challenge. Workflow Admin Manager, or WAM, allows a user to document, change, and control many workflows efficiently and quickly. We'll have other videos that will highlight all of the other areas of WAM, but today I'm really excited to show you the audit report. The audit report contains details and visualizations that will reveal everything happening within a workflow without a user having to have Designer or Alteryx experience or even have Alteryx installed on their machine. Today, what happens when a non-Alteryx manager asks exactly what an Alteryx workflow is doing? Or you have a whole bunch of workflows that you have to document in a fairly quick period of time. Or you're undergoing a SOX IT audit and an auditor wants to know all of the workflows that contain some sort of artificial transformation via a filter or formula. There are many reasons why an effective means of documenting your workflows is such a vital part of your business process, and without WAM, there's not really an efficient, reliable, or complete way of making this happen. Running an audit report in WAM is simple. With your settings, you can define exactly where you want to pull workflows from in WAM for Designer, or you can set up your gallery API settings in WAM for Server. Once you've identified all of the workflows that you want to evaluate, you simply choose one or many workflows in the workflow viewer that you would like to audit. If you choose multiple files, you'll receive a unique report for each workflow in the output directory you've defined in your WAM settings. You can even schedule the reports to run on a recurring basis if that's what fits your business need. When you first open the audit report, the first thing that you'll notice is the workflow metadata. As best practice, all workflows should have this information populated inside of the workflow XML in Alteryx. It'll contain critical information for your business to know, such as the description of the workflow, the location, the owner, etc. It's all really important for outside users to understand exactly what the workflow is doing. Next, a table of contents will clearly show all of the elements that are included inside of your report. In this case, we have a 28-page audit report, but audit reports can easily span into the thousands of pages. The tool count by category gives high-level information about top characteristics that pertain to this workflow. In this case, we can see that most of this workflow is pulling from the preparations menu of Alteryx, which to an auditor would let them know that there's a lot of filters and formulas potentially happening inside of this workflow. The flow graph gives a really clear visual recreation of the Alteryx workflow, and as you can see, there's a version of this embedded directly inside of the Word document. If a user wants more detail or to be able to hone in more on the tools themselves, you can click on the link in the Word document, and this will open either the SVG or the PDF version, depending on how you configured the rendering of this audit report. In this case, we're going to view the PDF version, and if I zoom in a little bit, you'll be able to see exactly how this could help a non-Alteryx user, an auditor, or a developer see visually what an Alteryx workflow is doing without having to open the workflow directly in Alteryx and take screenshots along the way. As you can see, I can visualize all of the details related to the inputs, the outputs, the formulas, the record IDs, anything that I've noted inside of the workflow in forms of an annotation or some sort of configuration of the workflow itself. Recommendations is a really helpful area for new users to the platform, or maybe users who are looking for a consistent way to know when and how to move workflows from development to production, just ensuring that they're following Alteryx best practices. If we glance through this workflow recommendations, we'll find that there are several related to performance, such as reducing the string size, disabling the browse tools, updating autofields to select, and even some related to the SQL query itself. This particular workflow also points out we probably want to change the absolute file path to relative paths so we can easily transfer this workflow from one user to another user without the workflow breaking. The input-output summary gives a clear and concise listing of all of the inputs and outputs that are associated with your workflow. Last but not least, we have the tool configuration details, which breaks down the details tool by tool so we can tell exactly how the workflow is built, what each tool is doing, how each tool is configured, and the next direct connections to that tool. Additionally, if you're a new user to Alteryx, you might find it helpful that you can click on the hyperlink by each tool and open the Alteryx website to see exactly the tool and what it is supposed to do from Alteryx itself. If you're interested in seeing the audit report on your own data, give it a try at capitalizeconsulting.com/workflow-admin-manager. Simply zip up your workflow and you'll receive a personalized audit report in a few minutes. This link also provides a plethora of information about WAM if you're interested in learning more. If you'd like to reach out to us about WAM, please contact us at wam@capitalizeconsulting.com, and we would love to have a further conversation. Also, please subscribe to our blog and webinar series to get all kinds of really interesting analytics-related information